Hi, I'm Joanna from Wolf and Clay, and today I show you how to open a piece of clay on the wheel. So, after we have centered it, like I showed in my previous video, what I usually do is I rest my left arm in my left leg as usual, and then I am chickens, and then I'm going to use my right hand and I'm going to connect it to my left hand so it has a bit of a support for my left hand, so I'm not just coming without any support and trying to have a stable hand. So I'm using my left hand as a stabilizer basically. So left hand and right hand are connected, and now my right hand is going to apply some pressure into the middle of the clay, and always remember to add a little bit of water if need be. So if you feel like the clay starts sticking, gentle release and then come back to it. And I'm going to show this now closer, like so. All right, so now always make sure there is enough water in it. And I'm using my middle finger because it's my longest finger. Some people use two thumbs. That's total preference, whatever you prefer. I just find it in the beginning the easiest if I can rest my right hand on my left hand as I'm doing here. Like there's a connection here, and this hand is connected to my leg, so I'm really nicely supported. My hand can't just start wandering off, and I'm just keep applying pressure until I'm deep enough. And I want to make sure I do that slow enough or in the pace of the wheel. So if the wheel moves slow, my hands have to move slow accordingly, because the clay has to do a full circle before I can keep applying pressure and changing the direction of where it goes. If I don't do that, accidents happen that I will demonstrate in a minute. So now when I'm deep enough, I'm aiming for maybe 1/2 centimeter of the base. So if you are a beginner and you're not sure if you're deep enough, what you can do is stop the wheel, use your needle tool like so, and then poke it while the wheel is standing still. So take your foot off the pedal, poke the needle tool through your piece, and then glide along with your finger. And then when you pull it out, it shows you how thick your base is. So that will be a nice thickness, and it would still give me enough then to trim it. Now when you have that hole, you want to close that up by applying slight pressure to it, and that usually does the job. If it doesn't do the job, collect a little bit of clay from the outside wall and bring it downwards, but usually in the beginning just the pressure applying is enough. Now once we have created the hole comes the fun part. Now we want to create the inside width of the piece. Let's see if I can get the angle even. Okay, now left hand is still on the outside of the clay and the right hand is attached to it. So what I want to do is now create the inside width of the piece after I check the depth of it. Now to do that, left hand stays put, just gliding on the outside of the clay. Keep adding water if you need it. And now what I'm going to do is just gently apply pressure, still downwards slightly, because you want to create an even inside, like the bottom thickness. You know, you don't want to have the base thickness to expand or get thinner. So you want to make sure you apply even pressure, but still pull the clay gently outwards. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So now I use my middle finger because it's my longest finger. Some people, as I said, they use thumbs, but I just use one finger. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm slowly moving my hand towards my body, and now I'm feeling the clay start sticking, so I'm going to apply some water to it. So now gently pull the clay towards my body just with that one finger, therefore opening it up. Now ideally I want to have a nice flat inside, so as you can see I came up a little bit. I'm just going to correct that and make it really flat again. So, and when you open up the clay, you want to do it really nice and steady and give the clay time to find its new position. If you are going too fast, what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna reverse the steps and show you. Just close the hole up. So now if I would move my hands too fast, so the wheel is going quite steady, and that's good because I want to go quite steady in the beginning. In general, it helps if I go steady because then I understand how the clay behaves. If my hands move faster than the wheel, what happens is, let's say the wheel is going at pace and I'm going to open the clay much too quick. What happens? I will create, can you see how it wobbles? I create an inconsistency, and that will later then create enormous trouble when I try to pull a wall. So now that's why it's very important that you go with the pace of the wheel. And I'm just reversing the steps here, but it's crucial that you are going in the pace of the wheel so the clay can find its new position and we're not creating any wobbles or any further inconsistencies. I'm just going to close that back up so that I then can show one more time how we want it done. So I'm just going to see if I trapped an air bubble in it. So, okay, so again, when I open the clay, left arm rests in my leg, and then right hand is connected to my left arm in some way. Then I do it nice and steady, open that up. Now I apply the same pressure that I'm pulling towards me downwards. So I'm creating a nice level base. And that way I have now created the opening of my vessel. Next time I'll show you how to pull a wall. Awesome. All right. See, there you are. Thanks for watching. See you next time.